Hey guys, Jacob here with ePoolSupply. Today, we're out at sunny Phoenix, Arizona. We're gonna swap out this Pentair TR60 sand filter for a Pentair 520 cartridge filter. Stay tuned, and we're gonna dive in and get this thing out of here and swap them out. All right guys, then we're back. So, Pentair TR60, we're replacing it with a Pentair 520 cartridge filter. So, you're probably asking why. Why are we doing this? So, flow rate is the #1 reason why. The pool behind us is probably close to about 12,000 gallons, and it requires a good amount of flow. Like right now, it's 110 degrees out here in Arizona. And with the sand filter, that filters up to 30 microns in size. The cartridge filter also filters up to about 15 microns in size. So you're gonna get better water clarity, better flow, which means better or less restriction on your pump. So we're gonna dive in, we're gonna start cutting this thing out, and then I'm gonna actually swap it in here, plumb it in here, and then now we can see kind of the difference. So as you can see, just looking at it, height-wise, cartridge filters are always a little bit taller. It's got 4 big cartridges on the inside. Pentair creates a 320, 420, a 520, and now a 620 XF high flow. So what I'm gonna do is first is cut down my manifold so I can get this filter out. I'm gonna pull this backwash valve out, and then I'm gonna sawzall the entire filter out so I can get a shovel in there and get the sand out. It's the fastest, most efficient way to do it. The other way is you could take your lid off here with like a DE scoop and just start scooping sand out if you're more comfortable that way. But we're gonna do it with the saw method. So let's get rolling. All right, so obviously this filter is full of water, so it's gonna drain out. It's gonna be some nasty stuff in here too. So we're gonna give this a second to drain. So I'm gonna step out of frame, give me a little shade, come right back in. All right, we're back. This thing is drained. So what I'm gonna do now is take off this backwash valve. There's 2 unions right here on this backwash valve. They're just hand tight. So they should never be anything more than hand tight. So I'm just gonna unscrew it real quick. And then now, I can give myself a little working room to kind of get in there a little bit better. So toss that out. Now I'm gonna take my saw and I'm just gonna start cutting a big gaping hole in this thing. So that way I can get my shovel in there and take all the sand out. Cool, got myself a big hole. So I'm gonna peel this off. Danny's gonna come back here and show you what the inside of this filter looks like, just so you can see what the inside of a sand filter looks like. All right guys, so this is the inside of the filter. The water comes up through here and fans out on top of the filter, and then it goes all the way down to the bottom of the filter where there's laterals. And it's gotta filter its way through all these layers of sand. There's thousands of layers of sand here. So it's kind of like when you're in school and there's like a water bottle and we put a bunch of sand and dirt and rocks inside of a water bottle, and like, I don't know if you remember that or not. I do. But that's how it filters out. So this sand is disgusting. It's full of algae. Definitely needs to get swapped out. Sand after a while will round out as well, so it won't filter as proper. You want sharp silica sand inside of a filter or the new upgraded glass. So I'm gonna get this thing out of here and we're gonna start shoveling all the sand out of here and get the filter out of the way. So let's get going. All right, guys, we'll start shoveling. All right, guys, all the sand's out of here. So now I can get this filter out of here and put the new filter in place. So it's gonna be pretty easy. So see how I can move it freely now? When there's like 400 pounds of sand, it's not so easy to move. So get it out of here. Now we can get the new one. All right. Cool, guys. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna cut, glue, make this thing all proper. So the way that these Clean and Clear Plus filters work, your inlet is on top. So that means from the pump into the filter. The bottom one is out to the pool. So from out of the filter to the pool. So it's actually already lined up for us nice, which is great. Your inlet's already on top and your outlet's already there. The outlet is actually already the correct height, but unfortunately, the inlet's not lined up pretty well. So I gotta put these unions on first, and then I'm gonna plumb in everything. All right, I had to run off screen. These are a little hot, had to cool them down in the water, but now I'm gonna put them on. And I lubed them up also around the O-rings. So we use Magic Lube number 2. We really highly recommend that. Like I said in the previous, when I was removing the filter, these are hand tight, guys. Do not use giant channel lock wrenches on these things. All right, so it's a little too close for comfort, so I'm gonna cut it out and redo it. I'm gonna cut it right below this top 90 so I have some wiggle room for plumbing to get back on here. So let's pop this thing off. Perfect. All right. We use Pool Heavy 746. That's what we recommend. I'm gonna use some clear primer. This is a P68 primer, both from IPS Weld-On. Really good product. Goal here is to get as much paint off as possible. You want to clean the surface, make it real prepped and pretty so you can plumb on nice and easy. You don't want to have failures from plumbing joints. So another trick too is you kind of just prime it, let it sit. You actually might see the paint peel a little bit. Give it a second. Some of this paint's pretty strong actually, which isn't bad. All right. So this whole setup is 2-inch, so I'm using a 2-inch coupler, 2-inch 90s, 2-inch everything. So I'm gonna cover my lid so I don't get glue on there. Get that a little closer. Sweet. You look tight. I'm gonna come up, over, and down on this one. You can glue every surface before you put them all together. Clean up your joints. So that way when you paint it all, it looks nice and pretty when you're done. So now I'm gonna pop out and up on the outside of the filter. So you'll see here. Cool. So, what I do now, take a 90, go straight up, and I'm gonna come straight over with 2, like that. Before I do that, I'm gonna plumb in the bottom part, my outlet, just to make sure that line is straight when I'm all done. So, get a measurement, be just pipe, might get lucky. I got very lucky, that was perfect. All right, got these glued. Now I'm just gonna shove it all together so it fits. Oh, hi, we're back. Our camera overheated, so that was fun. So as you can see, we'll show you a picture in a little bit. All I did was connect the outlet plumbing to there. Now I'm working on the inlet side. So like I said before, all we're doing is, because this was so tight, I'm gonna come up, over, and down. It'll look clean when it's all done, I promise. So I'm gonna prime, always paint all surfaces. It's really nice when everything's brand new, like the new plumbing, because it just primes nice, it glues nice, everything's nice. All right, so now to get my measurement, all I do is take this piece of pipe, go from one to the other, get my marking, and then cut right there. You just want a perfect measurement from this pipe to this pipe. That's how long you want to be. So now when connecting the two, this is the cool part. Just glue the 90 on this little piece first, and then we'll connect them together. And you'll see why in a second, because you can move it that way and make your life a heck of a lot easier. I'm gonna connect these two first. Make sure it doesn't jump. Cool. Now I'm gonna glue. Put it on. Now, like I said earlier, I'm gonna turn it so it's exactly where I want it to be. See? Clean all my joints off. This rag's gonna go over here now because I'm gonna actually finish this plumbing up. So when you cut this pipe, right below the pipe you just glued on, it's a perfect cut. Last 90, guys. We're almost there. You're gonna glue all the sides, both of these, both of those, put it all in together. The beauty of pool equipment being unionized now, not everything hard plumbed, is unions move. They tighten, they loosen, and you'll see what I mean in about 2 seconds when I pull this pipe up. So normally if you break it, watch this. Look how nice this is. I can just start moving stuff, bending it, pushing, push. We've completed our loop now, guys. We're good. So now what I'm gonna do is clean everything up, paint it, then we're gonna fire this thing on and show you the flow and how awesome this thing is. So we'll be right back. All right, guys, we got this thing running. So check this out. We're at 18, 19 pounds of pressure. So what you want to do is adjust this knob to start when you first fire up this filter. Although it says start and clean filter, I would still clean your filter every 3 to 6 months regardless, okay? If it ever gets up to that 30 mark, it's really dirty. I wouldn't let it get there. Your cartridges will last a lot longer if you do every 3 to 6 months. But yeah, other than that, we're cruising, guys. No leaks. This thing's flowing like a mad dog. The pool is going to be crystal clear here soon, rather than that ugly sand that we had before. Yeah. Today we swapped out a Pentair TR60 for a Clean and Clear Plus 520. I'm Jacob with ePoolSupply, guys. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching our videos. Be sure to like and subscribe down below. We have a lot more content coming up. I'm Greg with ePoolSupply. See you next time.